my kind and inquisitive Virgo friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Virgo, this week you may notice a subtle restlessness beneath your usual calm. You move through routines with precision, but something in the air feels unsettled, as if the familiar details no longer offer the same comfort. There's a quiet urge to look up from the everyday, to question whether the patterns you've so carefully maintained still fit you as well as they once did. Perhaps you sense a pull between what you've planned and what is actually unfolding. It's not fear exactly, but a delicate tension, an awareness that things could shift at any moment, and that you might need to meet those changes with an honesty that feels raw. You might catch yourself wondering if you're missing something just beyond your line of sight, or if a gentle longing from the past is coloring how you see the present. Underneath it all, there's an unspoken question. Is this the moment where something truly pivots? You enter this week with the wheel of fortune quietly spinning at your center. It's not a dramatic upheaval, but more the sensation of standing at a crossroads where the ground itself feels subtly in motion. Even if your outer world looks the same, inside there's a growing recognition of cycles, of chapters closing and new ones wanting to begin. It's as if you're holding your breath, waiting for a sign that it's safe to move, or that you're allowed to change your mind about what's next. This inner state is both unsettling and strangely liberating because it reminds you that nothing is fixed forever. There may be a touch of nervousness, the sense that luck or timing are factors outside your control. You might feel the urge to hold even tighter to routines, to double-check details, to keep things predictable. But underneath, there's also a curiosity, a quiet hope that if you allow the wheel to turn, something long stagnant could finally loosen. It's possible you find yourself reflecting on twists of fate, moments in the past that brought you here, or near misses that shaped your view of what's possible. This week, your emotional posture is one of poised anticipation, with a trace of vulnerability that comes from knowing change is inevitable, but not yet knowing which way the wind will blow. The tension is not about what's happening to you, but how you meet the unknown inside yourself. There is a silent wisdom in acknowledging you cannot control the wheel, only your readiness to greet its turning. That readiness, however, nudges you toward the path ahead. When you sense your inner landscape shifting, it's natural for your outer world to respond, sometimes in subtle ways you only notice in hindsight. The anticipation and restlessness within you create a gentle pressure to seek comfort in what's familiar, or to revisit memories that once felt safe. You might find yourself drawn to old friends, childhood places, or habits that remind you of simpler times. The internal uncertainty of the Wheel of Fortune quietly opens a door to the past, not as a retreat, but as a way to soothe the friction of impending change. The choices you face this week will likely arise from this interplay. The need for reassurance, the desire to reconnect, the question of how much to hold onto and how much to let go. Each moment feels tinged with nostalgia, but also with the awareness that the past can't be relived, only remembered. The path ahead does not demand you rush or force anything. Instead, it asks you to notice how your longing for comfort shapes your actions. The uncertainty you feel inside doesn't freeze you. It invites you to make gentle, meaningful contact with your own history as you navigate what's next. Events begin to reflect this tender mood. The Six of Cups makes its presence known, coloring your days with the sweetness of memory and the ache of past joys. Interactions may carry the warmth of shared history, or you may find yourself craving familiar routines that once brought you peace. Yet beneath the surface, there is a growing pressure, the push and pull between staying in what's known and exploring new possibilities. People around you might sense your reflective mood, responding with kindness or perhaps mirroring your nostalgia. At times, the momentum of the week may feel slowed by your desire to revisit old comforts. There's friction here. The world continues to turn, and you cannot pause time, even as you long to linger in moments that feel safe. Choices present themselves in the form of invitations, to reconnect, to reminisce, to bring forward what's good from the past without losing sight of where you are now. It's an active process, not just revisiting old ground, but re-examining how those memories shape the way you meet the present. Some pressures may come from outside, expectations to move forward, to adapt, to make decisions even as you're still finding your emotional footing. The tension is real, but it is also soft, giving you space to reflect. The Six of Cups asks you to notice how the sweetness of the past can inform, but not determine, your next steps. The week unfolds with a gentle momentum, shaped by the friction between nostalgia and the quiet urge to grow. This movement from longing to presence is not automatic. The invitation for something meaningful to emerge depends on how fully you allow yourself to engage with these feelings, rather than rushing past them. The potential of this moment waits patiently for your conscious attention, for your willingness to look honestly at both your yearning for comfort and your readiness for something new. If you meet the week's tension with awareness, you may discover possibilities that would remain hidden if you tried to force change or ignore what's stirring inside you. The opportunity is subtle but real, to let your reflections deepen into understanding, and to let understanding shape the way you connect, with yourself and with others. What comes next is not predetermined, but it can be shaped by how gently you hold the process, and how willing you are to give and receive without expectation. This is where growth can quietly take root. With the Six of Pentacles illuminating your potential, a new kind of balance becomes available, not just for you, but in your relationships and daily exchanges. This is not about grand gestures or dramatic leaps, but about finding quiet generosity in the way you move through your days. The invitation is to notice where you have something to offer, even if it's only a moment of patience, a listening ear, or a small act of kindness. By meeting the week's emotional tension consciously, you become able to give from a place that feels genuine rather than out of obligation or habit. The same is true in reverse. You may find yourself more willing to receive, to accept help or care without self-judgment. The Six of Pentacles doesn't promise everything will even out overnight, but it opens the possibility of a gentle recalibration, a way of relating that feels lighter, fairer, more attuned. Growth in this sense is a lived experience, the simple act of showing up, sharing what you have, and allowing others to do the same. This is not a finish line, but an ongoing process, quietly woven into the fabric of your week. The more you honor what you feel and respond with kindness, the more this sense of balance can take root, not as a solution, but as a steadying presence. All three cards woven together offer a picture of a week where change is subtle but meaningful. The Wheel of Fortune reminds you that life is always in motion, and that sometimes you simply have to ride the waves of uncertainty rather than trying to steer them. The Six of Cups brings the past into gentle focus, not as a place to live, but as a resource for comfort and understanding. The Six of Pentacles invites you to participate in the ongoing exchange of support and care, giving and receiving in equal measure without keeping score. Your week is a quiet turning point, shaped by the interplay of longing, memory, and the willingness to meet each moment with presence. Even if nothing dramatic happens on the surface, you may find that by the end of the week, something inside you feels softer, more accepting, more open to both what is and what might be. The reassurance here is simple. You do not have to rush your process, nor do you need to hold yourself apart. This week is about allowing things to unfold, trusting that your gentle attention is enough to guide you through. Actionable insights for Virgo this week. Let yourself linger in a memory that feels gentle without needing to solve or change it. Try offering a small kindness to someone without expecting anything in return. Notice where you might accept help, even if only for a moment. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I trust the quiet changes in my life. I honor what I feel. Even when it shifts, giving and receiving both matter to me. I am safe to grow at my own pace. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.